Yes, hold on. Let me, so everybody can hear you. Okay, go ahead.
So I just think one thing that is very particular is that, I mean, very significant is that in education to be social workers, psychologists, um, nurse practitioners, they don't talk about how we experience depression and how we experience grief or anxiety. So our symptoms tend to be a little bit different than the
Yes.
DSM-5 in the textbook.
Yes.
And then those symptoms are now criminalized, right?
Yes.
And so the education is so pervasive that we in turn come back and do it to our own people and our own children, right?
By design.
Yes.
By design,
Yes.
by the way that we were educated. When you talk about the school to prison pipeline, I had my son is 30 years old, but he was 6'8", and they continue to arrest him for things that were just minor infractions. He cussed at the principal. He got arrested. He wore a house shoe and one gym shoe after getting hurt in the game. He got arrested, right? So I didn't know at that time. I'm a practicing clinician, but I'm not understanding what's going on. But I called the head of security of the school and said, my son is not safe in this Kansas City schools because every time he has a minor infraction, you are arresting him, which makes him have to be held in juvenile overnight. I'm not allowed to pick him up until a court hearing, right? And you continue. And so thank God he was an African American male, seeing that these were minor infractions, and they said you can no longer call the police on this person. You have to come up with an alternative method. And I began to understand and see that there were whole states that were suing because their children were predominantly arrested. There were whole states that had lawsuits about this. But until I experienced having a 6'8" male and having everything escalated because of his color, because of his size, I never even understood what the school to prison pipeline was. Never even heard of it until I began to research it. But I knew something was not right. Like, how you never got cussed out as a principal before? No kid ever said a cuss word. You're not charging all these children.